God, this is terrible.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 30 of Voyage at the Bottom of the Barrel. We got some real doozies for you tonight. I'm going to introduce our guests. First off is Mr. Slipcover Bullet Blake.
What's up? Doing? I'm good. I'm like really wired, actually, so I'm good to go.
Fabulous. Next up, we got Lady Shasha.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Fabulous. We got Master Chaos coming in.
Hey, there I am. Magically appeared, drinking my bone broth tonight. How's everybody doing? Oh, and happy birthday to PC. He is 52 years old today.
Not far off.
Why is that so funny?
And man, be proud of your age, man. Jeez.
Yeah. I'm with Professor Cinema. We can remember when the Playboy Channel had the squiggly lines if you didn't actually get it.
I do remember that. Oh yeah. Boy.
That was the only way you could really see the nipple over here. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. You always clear up during the talking scenes. You're like, what the hell?
The talking scenes were so boring. But we also have a couple of guests with us tonight. Cult of Cinema.
Aloha.
What up?
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
It is my pleasure. Except for these movies. So.
Oh. Sorry. We also have Prim coming with us tonight.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey.
Thank you for showing up.
Now I know I have to say these two gentlemen are joining us. They're I think Aaron, you've been on this show before, if I'm not mistaken. I think you've been on Voyage before.
Yeah, I think I've been on a few shows with most of these.
Might have been on season 2.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember, but
Aaron Aaron has since moved from where he was originally, and it is now currently, was it 1 a.m., 2 a.m. for you?
It's just after 1.
Well, thank you so much for staying up for us, man.
Not a problem. I got my coffee.
But unfortunately for Aaron, we do have 2 bug-related movies tonight. And I believe the first one we will be discussing is Bite. And I got the synopsis right here for it.
Oh, yeah.
While on her bachelorette party getaway, Casey, the bride-to-be, gets a seemingly harmless bite from an unknown insect. After the trip, Casey discovers that everything can change with a single bite. So, let's just hop into it. A bullet. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, this one, I was actually thinking you totally missed the mark here because it's not a bad movie. It's just a gross, disgusting ass, fucking nasty movie. And I was like, I was thinking that for the whole first probably 30 to 40 minutes, I was like, this isn't even bad. Like, not Voyage worthy. Like, it's actually like a relatively decent movie, made pretty well, has special effects, real fucking nasty. But by the end of it, I was not into it. I had completely changed my mind on this fucking movie. I hated the whole, like, she almost like turns into like a superhuman, like she can scream and break glass and make people vomit. It just, stuff comes out of her head. Like, they gave her way too much. They just did too much with her. It got stupid corny. The characters, and I get that it's supposed to be like a female Fly movie, but it just it didn't deliver that, because The Fly is fucking awesome and this was fucking not awesome. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts on it.
Oh. Okay. I guess so. I guess everybody has an opinion on this one. Lady Shasha, what did you think?
I have to say kind of the same thing. I actually reviewed this movie a few years ago on my channel, and I love the effects. I think they did their job with the practical effects. I liked how it started out found footage and then transitioned into like a regular film, but it kind of dragged. And I was like, I was excited because I'm like, oh, this is going to be like The Fly. It's just going to be like a different take on that. And then it just dragged and dragged and dragged. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it needed or how you could correct this film, because I feel like it's a waste of really good practical effects. And I like the grossness of it. I like the like the scene with the eggs. I thought that was really well done, but then you had to drag through score. Even the stuff with her boy or her fiance and her best friend and the interpersonal relationship issues they were having would have been more interesting if it was just a. And the thing is, the movie's not long; it's only like 80 something minutes, but it felt so much longer.
Mm-hmm.
There were some very slow parts in it. Yeah. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay, MC.
Well, it's strange that when folks aren't being as verbose. Maybe we're saving it for round two. This movie, the worst thing about it was the acting. It starts out as so bad to the point that I'm like, this has got to be, is this a prank? Are they going to call cut? And then they go, oh, great, that was great, guys. Let's take it again or something. It starts off as a kind of found footage thing. These girls are going to some island, whatever, for a bridesmaids getaway, whatever. But every line that is delivered almost felt like I didn't even think they were human beings, or maybe they were foreigners trying to speak English. Because like, let's have fun. Oh yeah, let's get a pina colada. Like, what the fuck is happening? Why are they talking so strangely? Every line had a weirdness to it that really, really jumped out at me. And from the beginning, I'm like, I don't know, this is gonna be rough. It looked great. Look, they had a budget. I can't complain about that. They had a lot of money. They went for the gross out. And it was all practical. I didn't notice any CG. There might have been, but it looked like it was all practical, goopy, slimy, gross stuff. Except the bugs at the end, I guess. But whatever. Spoilers. There's bugs in it. Yes, it was clear that they're trying to do a Fly, but a girl version of the Fly. If they had hired a more compelling actor, Blockbuster late fees is correct. Actually, I think for a movie like this, where the girl is whatever, she's naked pretty much the whole time, for it to be so PG about that is really weird to me. But if they had hired an actress who was compelling and good and genuine, it would have been a really almost a painful watch, because you would have felt bad for her. But from the beginning,
they would have just had something ooze out of her tits. I just would have had some gross liquid ooze out.
5 stars. And I said it. I mean, she said it, not me. So don't blame it. That was Lady Shasha's idea. You needed a better central performance to really nail this movie down. However, I can't be too hard on it, because they did what we're all asking for: practical effects, goopy, weird shit. Beyond the acting, I can't say I really hated it compared to the shit we've seen. It's not horrible. Those are my opening thoughts.
Okay, Aaron?
Well, I don't know what you've seen, but yeah, this is Canadian, I think. So I'm sorry. I'm Canadian, so I apologize. But I'm not an insect guy. Here's the thing. So when MC shot me the movies, I was like, thank God I've seen Bite before, because I knew getting through it again was going to be hard. And you know what? I totally did. And I got through part of it, and I watched it in segments. I got coffee during the film, came back, like, oh, look, that's still on. It was an experience. There's a scene in the movie Ed Wood by Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
And he's filming, and the big guy is coming, and he hits the door frame, and the door and the movie and it shakes, and he's like, "It's perfect. Let's go on." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's this movie. That's what this movie is. It's practical effects are there, but everything else is sped on through." and yet slow, and yet very slow.
Super slow.
It was.
Yeah, it did drag. Anything else?
I mean, like for the length of time that it was, I got to feel like it's over 2 hours, and then look at the time, and it's like 80 odd minutes. That was a choice. That was a choice.
Yeah, I feel they were really trying to do a character piece, but they didn't have the performers for that. But they spent their money on effects and SWAT team and shit. So it
Did the effects people do anything after this?
I don't know. Probably. I'm not gonna look that deeply into it. Maybe Shasha has done research for us. I don't know.
Prim, what did you think?
Well, I seen the movie a couple years ago. I remember vaguely, but it wasn't bad. I did like the practical effects, but the acting wasn't that good. The acting wasn't good at all. So it's in the middle for me. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. Yeah.
Understandable. Anything else about it?
Well, yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay.
So
Prim, you just Corbin Dallas does. I feel like Ruby Rod. No, Master Chaos is Ruby Rod, and you just Corbin Dallas, just in the moment.
Well, yeah, there you go. All right, PC, continue.
So I really like this movie. I think this time was the 5th time that I've watched it since I first found out about it. The acting is terrible. The only believable character is the mother-in-law. But the special effects are fantastic. I love the practical effects. I really want to know how much of their budget was spent on Orbeez.
Yeah,
A lot of them. A lot of them. There was a lot of them.
Is that what they used for the little egg things?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, the main character's blonde best friend has to be the worst best friend in history. Like, actively trying to steal her fiance, stealing her engagement ring, setting it up to where she'd end up being so drunk she couldn't say no to somebody who's trying to sleep with her. Just a terrible, terrible piece of crap person. But no, outside I really like this movie, and I thought I'd sneak something that wasn't too bad into one of our episodes.
How dare you?
Be gentle before MC comes at us next month.
Woo! Yeah.
No Shark 2.
No Shark 2. Is there a sequel?
Oh
Boy.
That's so great.
But let's go ahead and give our barrel ratings and our final thoughts. Bullet?
Okay, yeah, final thoughts. It's not the worst movie we've watched, but for some reason I hate it more than 90% of what we watched. There's something about it that just bothers me. And it probably has a lot to do with the acting, and thank God it wasn't found footage the whole way through, because I would not have finished the movie if it was. I would have definitely turned it off about 20 minutes in. But like the special effects were cool, the ooze was cool. They dragged it on too long, so I'm going to subtract a point for that, because why the fuck did they go a week later and then they went even further with some random couple or like 2 women ride? Like, why'd they do that? Why? What do we need that for? Plus,
Well, it's to show that the bugs are spreading.
There's no way that woman didn't feel that huge ass fucking bug land on her leg. Like, give me a break. It took up her whole hand. But that said, I'll give it 1 barrel just because it's not on the Voyage scale. It's a 1 barrel movie for me.
Okay, that's pretty bad though. I mean,
I hated it. I don't know why this one just rubbed me the wrong way.
At the end of it is what you're saying?
I just don't ever want to watch this again. I would rather watch. I'm trying to think of a really bad one that I'd rather watch over this, but I just hated it. I hated it. I wish I never watched this movie.
Would you watch Begotten before this one again?
No, fuck no. I would not watch Begotten again.
Oh
You
God.
could offer me $1,000 to watch that movie again. I'd say no. Okay.
There's a requested review on my channel, and I regret taking that request because oh my God, was that tough to get through?
But One Barrel.
One Barrel. Lady Shasha, final thoughts?
2 barrels, one for the practical effects and one for the set design because they did their job too. What I was looking on my phone was to see if this was a case of another director that was actually a practical effects person, like how what's his name? Damien Leone. You know, he's a practical effects guy who became a director. So I wondered if that was this case too. No, this guy actually was just a director, but his practical effects team is really, really great. I hope they got to do other things. I couldn't find anything else that they worked on because I didn't name them. It mostly talked about the production company that he started, but it didn't say anything about the effects technicians as far as like if they have their own production company or anything.
Okay.
But other than that, it's kind of a waste of good effects. And they had the nerve. There's a scene where they show a Fangoria magazine. Like, you see that? That's what we're trying to get into. Maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. MC?
Well, like I said, I'm a veteran of all of the Voyage films, and this one, at first the acting really set me off. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna hurt. But then, and it was slow. I'll give it to you. It was not fast paced at all, and watching a woman quiver on the bathroom floor isn't my favorite kind of entertainment. So there was a lot of that. All that being said, though, it's a movie that tried to do something that was a throwback. It tried to do something interesting and different and unique. Maybe it wasn't 100% successful, but in the grand scheme of Voyage, it's not terrible. So hold on to your butts. This one's getting 3 barrels from me. I think I'm with Prim on this. I feel for me, it's right in the middle of the kind. It's not good enough to get 4 or even 5, but I'm like, you know what? I think it did. I never want to watch it again. But if somebody said, "Hey, is that one pretty good?" Yeah, if you like goopy practical effects, you'll probably enjoy it. It's funny. Lady Shasha mentions a waste of effects because I do feel that happens in the next movie. But we'll get to that. But for now, Bite gets 3 barrels from me.
Okay, Aaron?
Well, since this is on my favorite topic, no, here's the thing. The effects are great. But that being said, 1989's Things, another Canadian movie that has big insects in it, is a fairly horrible film, but it's way more entertaining than this. And I think that's the key part for me. It's like, entertain me, don't bore me. Don't make it seem like it's longer than it is, and it seems like it's longer than it is. Effects are great, they're wonderful, but if you don't have anything backing that up, that can be a bit rough. So I'm a bit with Bullet Blake here when it comes to, like, it was a bit painful. Not as painful as Blake found it. And I'm a bit with Master Cast, and I can admire what they were going to do. But I did feel like I'd rather be watching what's considered a much worse movie. And if you ever watch 1989's Things on this channel, have me on. Because that is a masterpiece of schlock that, if it's not been on this one, it really, really should be.
Not yet.
Oh my God, dude! Like,
but that's too well known, though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you'd be surprised. More people have seen this. Trust me. nice poster. Nice poster for Bite. I'll give it that. I'll give it. I'm gonna go 1 3/4. I'm gonna go like that for the effects. For the poster. The other 0.75 goes for the poster because the poster rocked. But for the film itself, it just didn't do it for me. Now, it's not my subject. But here's the thing: I felt like I should be watching Things. I should be watching The Fly 2. I should be watching a bad episode of Black Scorpion. But instead, I'm watching this.
Mhm.
So 1.7.
Black Scorpion. Okay.
Wow, I haven't thought about that one in a while.
Joan Severance, man.
Prim, your final thoughts.
Well, be honest with you, I love a good cheesy movie, and this is right up there. Good practical effect. It wasn't the best acting, but we're not going to get the best acting in low budget movies. So, with that being said, it's a solid 3 barrels for me.
Okay.
Fabulous. So I'm going to end up agreeing with MC and Prim on this, and I think even with the couple of flaws that it has, to me this is a 3-barrel movie. Like I really do enjoy this movie, and like I said, I've watched it multiple times, and I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I watch it like once a year, like some of my other movies. But like, if I get the hankering for something, like if I want like a body horror marathon, I might throw it in there amongst like The Fly and Thing and stuff like that. So, and it was fun for me.
I'll put it in my life. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Great. That'll do it for that one. Goodbye, Bite.
Yep. Yes, we're done with Bite. And now to talk about the movie that I think we'll get a little bit more verbal with. And I've got the synopsis right here. When a hybrid strain of bioengineered marijuana is delivered to a secluded strip club, it brings with it a monstrous army of insect creatures and a renegade U.S. federal agent with a big chip on his shoulder. Okay, let's get our first impressions. My screen reordered itself, but we'll go in reverse. Prim, why don't you start us off with your first impressions?
This one I haven't seen.
Oh, you didn't get to watch this one?
I haven't got a chance to see this one. So, but I will watch it. I will check it out.
Okay. Aaron, what about you?
I didn't intend to, but I did. Because it got Aaron in it, Misty Mundane. So
Let me
I do like.
sorry, let me hop in here real quick. Prim, since you didn't watch this one, we won't keep you, man. If you wanna hop out, that's fine. Thanks for stopping in. Do you want to tell us about your channel?
Oh yeah, I have a channel on YouTube. Basically covers all types of genre of movies. I specialize in horror movies, low budget cult type movies, a lot of foreign movies. Grew up with trauma movies, stuff like that. Toxic Avengers, stuff like that. I will be doing more stuff. Lady Sasha. That's how I got into this. And what was that movie you sent me? The Greaser. What was it, Sasha?
You're muted.
I'm muted.
Sorry,
No,
no,
lady.
it was me. I think it's probably the Greasy Strangler.
There it is. Yeah, the Greasy Strangler.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, so if you guys ever want to come on my channel, it's fine. But so far, be on your guys' channel. You guys are very welcoming, very nice and laid back. Wouldn't mind come back up here again, hang out with your guys. Thanks for having me. And good night.
Excellent. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks.
you hanging out.
All right.
All right. Sorry. Continue, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, this captivating film. It's a Shockorama film, man. You kind of know what you get going on with these things, and it didn't disappoint that way. It did disappoint, but didn't disappoint the fact that it's a Shockorama film. It's Misty, and yeah, it's what I thought it was going to be. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. God help me. When I got to it, I'm like, yeah, Bite's looking really good about now. I wish I wasn't saying this. I really wish I wasn't, because I like Misty, but yeah, their choices were made. Choices were made.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Okay, then MC.
I have a feeling Blake's gonna love this movie. I don't know why, but I
thought he chose the movie.
This is gonna be his favorite thing. Look, honestly, at the beginning, I really fucking hated this movie. I'm like, oh god, oh fucking god, no god. But then halfway through, it was one of those like what do you call it? Those hostage situations where you start to love your hostage. You know, your person taking you over.
Stockholm syndrome or something like that.
Stockholm syndrome, yeah. And I'm like, man, you know what? It's fine. It's entertaining. One of my biggest pet peeves is when a movie like this, really low budget movies, specifically these kind of movies, they try to be funny. And everybody has crazy, funky dialogue, and doing this and that. Everything is so funny, and like, well, it's like the Three Stooges, but not. And everyone's kind of like a goofy idiot. It never works for me. I didn't laugh at anything in the movie, except that you guys had to also watch it, so that made me happy. You guys are suffering along with us. I hated the humor. This also happens to be taking place in the most depressing strip club ever, I think, in cinema history. So boring. Like I feel like if I would walk into it, my dick would fall off. Like it's so boring. Like I'm out of here, bro. There's nothing for me here. And that's now. Look, Misty is in a lot of these movies, and you know, Aaron. I don't think she's ever done a good movie. I don't think there's been one like, yes, of course she's been in all these other movies, but she's also in Oppenheimer. You know, like she's never, you know, she's never anything good. So that's kind of a precursor to like, oh, it's one of those movies. Okay. She's beautiful. But I'm gonna lean on wow, I'm gonna be careful how I say this. I'm okay. Pretend it's Super Booby Movies, and we're on that review show. Every girl here, well, that's a little lacking, if you know what I mean. And that's as far as I'll go. I'm like,
what he's trying to say is that the strip club should have been named A Cup.
Yeah,
A Cup.
Or just call it Just Nips. I'm sorry. Okay. I apologize. I'm sorry. I blame Aaron. It's not a good movie, but it tries. It wears its heart on its sleeve, and it tries its best to entertain the fuck out of you, and I can't blame it for that. So that's it for my opening thoughts. I have more to say in the second half, but very different from the last movie that took itself too seriously to a movie that takes itself way too comedically, and they both work against themselves in that regard. Okay, Lady Shasha.
My first thought was, did they film this on a potato, or do I need to adjust my TV? I didn't know what was going on in the first scene. I was like, maybe something is wrong with the television set. I got to adjust the controls or something. Then my second thought was, my mind was like, is it Blake's turn? Because as soon as it was like titties, I was like, is this Blake's turn? But what threw me off was the 80s comedy music. Like they kept on doing this 80s comedy music where something funny is supposed to happen, but it didn't happen unless I'm inappropriate for laughing at that one guy that looked like he was flicking his cigarette butts at the stripper as her tip. It's like, did he just flick cigarette butts at her? I don't know whether I was misremembering that or I'm not seeing correctly, because like I said, it was filmed on a potato. I don't know what he was flicking at the stripper, but it wasn't money, unless it was quarters. It's possible it could have been pocket change he was flicking at her. It definitely wasn't dollars. The bug effects. Oh my god.
That was the best part, though.
Well, the only part that was good was like when it would smash the bugs and it would cut from the CG bugs to like the practical smashed up bugs. Those were pretty good. And then the bug guy at the end, who's on the cover of the poster, I'm just like, they should have been more grindhouse with it. It would have worked more. But because they were trying to be slapstick, I think that's why it just didn't work.
And the bugs were actually stop motion. Brett Piper is sort of a low budget, well known filmmaker, and he does a lot of the stop motion shit.
Well, if it wasn't filmed on potato, I would have been able to see that.
You have to buy the 4K.
Yeah.
Okay, then Bullet.
Yeah, this one started off.
Stars.
It started off the opposite of what Bite did because I was like into it for the beginning of it and then hated it by the end. I think I'm like MC the same way. Like it starts off and it's like, oof, yeesh, yikes. But then who fucking cares? Because Misty Monday is in it. So who cares, honestly? Like, really, does it really matter? Does the movie really matter? It just needs a little more Monday. And stop motion's fucking awesome. So that's like points right there. I agree with Shasha though. It should have gone more grindhouse. It should have definitely gone that route instead of the comedy that just didn't hit at all. Not even once in the movie. But Misty Monday, okay? Like
who is Misty Monday?
Oh.
She's the girl that she's kind of like the main girl in the movie that becomes like commando towards the end.
But is she an actress or is she like a Playboy model or like?
Well, she's an actress.
Oh,
yeah.
She's been in a ton of these kind of softcore direct
city movies,
direct to video, shot on video, crap like the erotic witch project, crap like that.
There was a lady like that in the 90s. She used to be in all these Cinemax movies. I forgot what her name was, but I remember seeing her over and over again in Cinemax movies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Miss those days. Now those were actors back in the day. They know how to cast.
I don't know about calling them actors, but they were something.
Yeah.
But is anything else, Bullet?
Nope.
Okay, so I chose this movie because I hadn't seen it yet, but when we were younger, Bullet used to talk about Misty Monday movies all the time because I think he's watched just about all of them. And when I was going through movies to pick for this, I saw that one. I was like, oh, this is bug themed also, so I'll just keep it all bug themed and we'll have fun. So I don't know what I was expecting from this, but I don't think I got what I expected. I do like Misty Monday. She was a lot of fun when she was on the screen. Even her weird commando turn, okay. One inconsistency though.
One
inconsistency that bothered me the most. So 3 of the chicks got bit, right? Am I counting right? 3 of the chicks got bit. 2 of the chicks turned lesbian, and the other one turned into a commando dyke. Is this what I'm seeing?
Yes, that's how that works. That's how science works.
Sounds legit.
This is the weirdest insect bite ever. It was a bit weird. I don't know why. I don't know why bite makes sense, but lesbian ticks don't. I don't get it.
That's your problem, man.
I don't question it.
I don't understand the whole thing. Oh, this makes okay, whatever. I love the effects. They were a lot of fun. I think we need to give it up to the main star of this movie, though, and that's that slightly altered Godzilla toy they turned into a giant building.
Yes, it was great.
But I don't think I like this one as much as I liked Bite, but it was all right, I guess. What about final thoughts, Aaron?
Well, this is not one of my favorite Shaka Ramata. This is not one of my favorite of these titles. It's not my favorite Misty title. See, for me, when I'm watching this, I'm like, man, I wish this had the quality of those Wave production videos.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's how I felt, man. And if you've seen Wave, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And she did some of those, I think, by the way. No, man. I mean, This, yeah, choices were made. I didn't like many of them. I love Misty. I think she's fantastic, but humor in this type of film, humor is really, really hard. Like, it's one of the hardest things to pull off. Everybody's humor is different. I don't know if anybody's humor is this, but I know somebody's. The people that did it, their moms, I don't know, but it wasn't mine. Effects wise, still, Bite had good effects. This is a low, ultra low budget thing, so it's not gonna have effects like the other ones had. So, still, it was one of those times when I'd still rather be watching things than watching this, and I'd still rather be watching Bite than watching this, and I didn't like Bite. Misty's good. Everything else for me, really didn't work. I wish I could say that I liked it. I really do. I wish, because see, for people that are just seeing me for the first time, MC will know that I'm the positive guy when it comes to talking about movies. But this, this was for me slightly below those 8 ones that she did. And those, if you've seen those are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But if more of her and less of, I think, everything else. She could have got on the screen for the length of time that this movie was, and I don't know, read a book to me. Good Night Moon. I'd be much more entertained than I was for this one. But yeah, it's a movie I didn't like. Not much about it. I wasn't big on the effects. I didn't like the humor. I did like her, but I didn't like her in this. And when it's got me not really being big on Misty, that's when I think it's missed the mark.
Okay, so 0 out of 5. What do you think?
I'll give it a 0.5.
Wow. Okay. That's a rough one, man.
It was.
All right. I'm just writing down everything. Okay, my turn.
Yep.
We're going the direction. Okay. All right. It was one of those things where in the beginning, and I would watch this again over Bite. Absolutely. I think there's more. I think if you're watching this with an audience, it's probably way more entertaining. You might even laugh at some of the stupid shit.
Probably not.
No, probably not.
The humor's no good.
You might laugh at people Mystery Science Theatering it or something. But look, there's naked ladies in it, so I can't give it a 0, and I can't give it a 1. It's already past the bar for me. There's some stop motion stuff which is not easy to do, and it's married, I think, fairly well to the movie. I hated I think Misty honestly is the best actor in the movie. Her lines feel genuine. She delivers them in a way that feels natural. She doesn't try to do a joke. It feels like she's genuinely in it. Everyone else is doing a joke, or it feels like they're doing a bit. Like the fucking exterminator guy. Oh my God, hated him. Or the FBI guy, whoever the fuck that was. So stupid. Really bad. But Misty is the best actor in the movie, which is kind of surprising. She's genuine, and that's eye-opening, for other, there's other reasons that she would open eyes, but that's the fact that she's actually a good actor, and I would even consider hiring her for something, because I'm like, and now she's going by Erin Brown, which is, I think, her real name. And I think she's left Monday behind, but we do get to see her behind in this, so who cares?
Shower scene with her even.
Yeah. Fuck it. 3 barrels as well for Bite Me. That'll be it.
Lady Shasha?
They're getting 1 barrel for the stop motion, because I know how much work goes into doing stop motion. So I'll give you 1 barrel for the stop motion.
Wow.
Because I actually, as boring as Bite was, I liked Bite better than Bite Me.
Oh,
I'm curious as a woman, when you watch a movie that's a strip club, it's either set at a strip club or it's about strip clubs. How? Because I've seen Magic Mike, but like there's no like ding dongs flapping around. Is that weird for you to like
Not
watch the strip
really,
club
because
movie?
no, because well, not for me, because like if you have a set of titties, like you see titties every day, so it's like I think
Well,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
exciting for men because they don't see that every day in different pairs of them, or for I'm sure lesbians will probably also enjoy this. So I can't speak for them. For me, it's just like seeing an elbow. It's like it's just there. It doesn't bother
But
me, but it doesn't titillate me either. It's just
right.
it's just there.
What I meant was, does it make you roll your eyes? Do you look away from the screen? You're like, oh my god, let me just
Oh,
fast forward this stupid shit.
no, not really.
Okay.
Sometimes I just appreciate them. I mean, in real life, I've been to some strip clubs, and like if she can make it to the top of the pole and put her feet on the ceiling, I'll give her a couple dollars because I can't do that shit. That's talent.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Might
Speaking of
even
that,
get
they
her an
didn't even do
Oscar.
any pole tricks. They didn't,
Yeah,
that would have made
everybody
it
was
more
asleep.
interesting. Yeah, they should have got
yeah. The
real
one stripper fell
strippers.
asleep on the pole.
So lazy, man.
Or pour a drink down your leg, like Selma Hayek did. That's iconic. Like she poured the drink
Oh,
down
that
her leg.
I do like that
Yeah.
scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another good point. I think the movie wasn't as sexy as it thought it was,
Mm-hmm.
and the strip club stuff was really fucking lame. Like they're just like, and it's just
Yeah.
like that. Do something, have some fun with it, have some pizzazz.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Everybody was asleep or on fucking drugs the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That
The
definitely
only
worked
laugh
against
it
it.
got out of me was that one stripper that had the boa and accidentally choked herself with the boa when she wrapped it around the pole. It was only momentarily, and she just straightened up a little bit, but she was a horrible stripper.
They all were.
I think she got fired. Didn't the guy go in there and say you're fired? And the other stripper was trying to defend her, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Well, then
Yeah.
you can get fired too." And she was like, "No, I just just want to defend her, but I want to keep my job."
Strippers.
Mm-hmm.
Blake.
Well,
So yeah, I mean, as someone who has frequented a strip club a time or two, I do feel like the strip club scenes were a little lackluster. But if I went into a strip club and Misty Monday was in it, I think I would lose quite a fucking bit of money. So that I don't know if that's a negative or a positive, but like it's Misty Monday and it's stop motion. Those are like I mean, come on. I hated Bite, all right? I try to acknowledge the fact that it's a better movie. It's a better movie, okay? It has a bigger budget. It's better. Objectively, I get it. But I did not like it as much as I liked this. And not just because of Misty Monday, but also because of Misty Monday. So I'm gonna give this one three barrels.
Okay.
I would rather watch this over Bite. I don't ever want to watch Bite again. I literally wish I never watched it. I did not like that movie. I would watch this again. And I don't think it's funny though. I think every joke in it was the stupidest fucking joke I ever heard until the last joke. So, but still 3 barrels. Misty Monday, stop motion. Come on. Giant bugs stop motion. It's great. It's great shit. Great shit.
Okay.
so I'm going to disagree with Bullet just a little bit.
No, that's not allowed.
Just, I loved Misty Monday. She was the best part of the movie.
Easily.
But she also didn't give that much extra oomph to the movie for me. There was a couple of times I sort of like lost my attention. I started paying attention to a couple other things. I hated the DEA officer because it felt like he was doing an angry Bruce Campbell impersonation the entire movie.
Mhm.
And I couldn't get over it. Every time he was on screen, I wanted to throttle him. So the special effects were fantastic. I love the special effects, but I think I'm gonna have to give this one 2 barrels.
Wow. Okay.
You guys are so generous.
Nah, Bite sucked. This movie's so much better than Bite. Like, it's at
No,
least more entertaining.
We've seen some shit, and
Yeah, bro.
You know,
We've watched some of the worst fucking movies on this shit.
But then we've also watched Cinema Gold, like No Shark.
Oh yeah, true that.
wait till next month. Cinema Gold, come in your ass.
But yeah, I think that covers all of that.
How could you make like a non-sexy Misty Monday movie like this is? And like
She's
the most
sexier than the
depressing
girl
shit.
with the bug bites in the last movie. So
It did feel like that this movie was more tame than a lot of other Misty Monday movies, though, didn't it?
oh yeah.
It really did, yeah.
Well, what are you?
And
Are you
I-
telling me that expelling thousands of eggs from your vagina is not sexy?
Oh,
I'm sure somebody has that fetish.
my old lady was sitting there. She was kind of looking on her phone, and she looked up like right at that scene, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" That's all she knew out of context. She was like, "What the fuck?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "Yeah," because I had it on like my headsets at first, and I'd rather watch Misty Monday all day, and I would rather watch her read a book than watch Bite again.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
But what if she's reading a book while expelling thousands of eggs from her vagina?
That's a hard pass for me. Hard
Okay.
pass.
So you've drawn a line. I see.
It's there. Okay, there's a wall.
well, if the camera's waist up, you can't see it, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Okay. But if I can hear it, that's another problem. Like when they were doing the scene where he was like eating and she could hear him eat,
Mhm.
like fucking
Yeah.
gag.
Before we still got some time, so before we close out, I do want to sing happy birthday. But first,
You
just
don't need
prepare
to do a happy
yourself.
birthday singing.
No, you have to. You have to endure that.
He's like, you have to.
You can leave, but you can't because you're hosting. Let's go around and say what our least favorite insect is, because I was just thinking about like what would I hate the most? Like if I was confronted with something like hanging above my ceiling, what would I hate the most? I'll go first so everyone can think. It's got to be a roach. I fucking hate roaches. I grew up in Miami and we have flying roaches out there. Lady Shasha knows.
Yeah.
Fucking nightmares. They're big
Mhm.
bastards, and they will target you. If you miss them, they'll come at you, man. And to this day, that's the I'm terrified. But now in the house, my wife sees a roach, she'll yell and she'll, "Hey, go get it!" I'm like, "Oh fuck!" So now I have to go hunt the roaches. But that's my least favorite insect of all time. I hate them to death.
I would second that because I remember when I first came to Florida, it was in a dormitory. It was me, and I think there was a student from New Jersey and one from New York. And we were screaming in the hallway, and the Floridian students came out, and they're like, "Why are you guys screaming?" We're like, "This, look at the giant bug," and they were like, "That's just a palmetto bug." And our reaction was like Ice Cube and Anaconda, like, "It's snakes out here this big." Like we could not deal when we first saw a giant palmetto, and then it started flying, and we freaked out. And I was like, to come from up north and see some stuff like that, we were not ready. But now I'm used to them. Got the sprays. It's just actually you can spray the perimeter of your house now. And now I found out they tell you not to put wood chips in your garden because it attracts them. And I was like, oh, okay. Did not know that.
Fucking hate them. I killed him with a BB gun.
Oh, jeez.
It was on the wall, and I go, "That's it, motherfucker!" And I got him right in the middle. He was a big one. Anyway,
they're all big.
They're all big. They are all big. Blake, Aaron, who wants to go next? You're muted.
You're
Blake.
muted.
Earwigs for me.
Mm.
It's easy. Oh, like earwigs. They're fucking gross.
Earwigs are nasty. Yeah.
That reminds me of that like episode. Was it Night Gallery, where he's trying to kill his wife, and he puts like an earwig. And science on this one, earwig will chew its way to the other side of the brain, and it's supposed to kill you, right?
Yeah.
But it goes in his ear instead, and he's like, you can hear, and he's like going kind of nuts. He's like, "Oh my god, just kill me," type thing. But it makes its way out to the other side of his ear, so he feels like, "Oh god, thank God, it's all over." Then it's laid eggs.
Oh,
And just like fantastic. For me, I was going to say cockroaches. Sorry, Blake, man, I didn't scare you. But flying motherfucking cockroaches. We can swear on this, right? That's now my new nightmare. So thanks. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I live in Ontario. And we had this right next door. There was these people that moved out. And come to find out, they weren't not the cleanest people. And when they moved out, they had like roaches. And because we were like adjoined, the roaches came up the sink into our place. And it was a nightmare. I had to take my kids out of there. They were only young then. And they had to go in and actually kind of fumigate everything. And still was like seeing stuff afterwards. Now I've seen like some pretty big ones here in Morocco. Not usually in the houses though, but kind of out on the street if it hasn't been treated. But scorpions too are another big thing here.
Wow.
Though unlike in movies, like scorpions like don't kill you. It's you go to the doctor, you get sick type thing. But like it's not a deadly. It's not like in the movies where like, oh my god, instant death. But no, I mean, but here the most irritating movie insect. Dracula turns into a praying mantis that's neon green in Dario Argento's Dracula 3D. If you haven't seen it, I kind of want that on a t-shirt.
Well, if Seven releases it on 4K, you'll probably get that.
Yeah.
They'll probably charge $55 for it. So.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I
That was a
love
good
Joe's
movie, though.
apartment.
I think that's why I'm not that like bothered by cockroaches because I saw Joe's apartment so long ago and I loved it.
PC, what do you got? What's your favorite bug?
Or I thought we were going least favorite bug.
I mean, you know what I meant. Yeah.
Bot flies.
Oh
yeah.
gosh. Oh, I remember
What
when
is
those
that?
Have you
videos
heard of
were
bot
big.
flies?
Bot
Okay,
flies?
so bot
Mhm.
flies. So bot flies, what they do is that you feel a sting, right? And you look at where it stings. It's like, oh, I got a bug bite. Okay, not a problem. But then after a couple of days, like a little hole develops in it, and like pus starts oozing out. And it turns out it wasn't a sting. They injected larva into you. So the larva is growing inside of you, and the only way to get it out is to like soak it with like a mineral oil, and then you have to, as the tail of it, because it's the tail that's closest to the skin, as the tail of it pops out, you have to gently grab it and pull it out very, very slowly, or it'll break, and then it's stuck in there, and it'll keep growing inside. And the hole is teeny tiny, but as you pull the bot fly out, it can be like that long and like that big around. And I am not into those things.
Yeah.
Those things are not no.
I found out
but
about those because there used to be YouTube videos of bot fly removals.
Why do you
It's
watch
gross.
that? What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
But they
what
primarily
YouTube
I
hang
video
used
you
to
have
out.
watch
to do to
Dr.
get that?
Pimple Popper. That was my show. I don't know if you've ever seen
Oh.
Dr. Pimple Popper. She
No.
removes all kind of stuff from people's skin.
Jesus.
They primarily hang out in Africa and Central America. They don't hang out where I'm at, so I'm safe.
Dude,
Well,
I'm
now
in
we know
Africa.
You're not in Africa. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, jeez. Well,
And a bit more terrified.
Yeah.
I apologize
What?
for any new nightmares.
Do you know what keeps bot flies away? Because being in Florida, half the stuff that's in South America makes its way up here eventually.
I don't know. I just
Urine.
know that here, where I'm at in the Midwest, they don't make an appearance.
That's good.
You might have to look it up if you're nervous
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
And like, I apologize for any new nightmares. I really do.
Why did
Doesn't
Ryan say
mean
this is making him
cockroaches
hungry?
don't seem so bad, huh?
Well, somebody made a comment that Brian Trash made a comment that cockroaches fucking bite. I didn't know that shit. That's even worse.
I didn't know
That's
that either.
crazy.
I didn't know that cockroaches bit either.
I thought they were just like little disgusting things.
I'm so glad I've never been bitten by that.
Centipedes.
I was bitten by a huntsman spider one time, and I was in so much pain. You know you're in pain.
Oh my god!
When you are a grown ass person and you call your mother. Like I called my mother. I was like, I'm in so much pain. And she came over with my sister. She just gave me painkillers, and like they said, you just have to wait it out. It just gives you like extreme muscle cramps.
Jesus.
Mine is either a wasp. Oh
Oh
wow.
wow. Okay.
Nice.
That's MTV's first movie.
I might go watch that right after we finish this.
Oh.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
And he's been trying to get me to watch Halitosis Legend of Stankmouth forever, and I don't watch it.
Sounds romantic. You should check it out. All right. Before I unveil my picks, we actually have 3 birthdays. Professor Cinema's is tonight. Blake's was a few days ago, and Aaron's is coming up. So here's what we'll do. We will all sing. How are we gonna do this? Okay. So we'll all sing the happy birthday part. Then only me and Lady Shasha will say it. Professor Cinema. Well, we'll go in order. Bullet Blake, Professor Cinema, and Aaron. And then
we could just say the Aries, because we're all Aries, so we could just say Dear Aries.
Okay,
yeah,
we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. Everybody ready? Here we go. And you at home, if you're watching, go ahead and sing with us. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Come on. What the fuck? Okay.
Happy birthday.
One more time.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aries.
Happy
birthday
to you. You guys have the energy of the strip club stripper.
Someone should clip this and just put it up with no context. And people will be like, are they drunk? How long have they been drinking?
Well,
I can't
that's
sing,
cocaine,
man.
that's for sure.
Another bite me drug. So moved into a job where apartment had thousands of cockroaches and they were crawling up.
That's nightmare fuel.
I'll pass on that.
I have a story like that. I was a kid around grade 4, and we moved to a new apartment in Toronto, just off of Yonge Street. And we got one of those pull-out couches. So I was home because my mom and my stepdad at the time had to go out, and they weren't gone very far, but they were just stay home, watch TV. We're just down the block. So first day at the couch. It's not a new couch. One of those secondhand things. So I pull it out. I'm going to watch some TV, and it's moving. So there's a blanket on the couch thing, and it's moving, and it was filled with like cockroaches underneath it. So I left the apartment, and I couldn't remember where my parents were. I knew it wasn't very far away, but I was like so freaked out that I'm like, so I went across the road. There's a corner store there, and I bought like some comic books, and I sat downstairs until they came home, and just like, I'm not going in. I'm just going to read Spider over and over again until they came. And that's probably partially where some of my like insect kind of phobias came from.
My dad, when he lived in New York, he said he woke up one night because he felt like a tingling on his mouth.
Ooh.
And there was a roach on his mouth that was walking across his face. Nightmare. Anyway, speaking of nightmares, can I unveil my films to you guys?
The films?
Your films?
I can't wait. I'm going to share my screen because I've got them I've got them lined up. 1 second here. One of them is not even on IMDb.
Oh, wow.
So you know it's gonna be delicious. Okay, first up,
Werewolf
Bro,
bitches. Werewolf bitches from outer space.
you asked for it. I'm gonna deliver the heat.
Mhm.
You want to hurt?
You mean
I'm gonna
Garofalo?
bring it.
the title is one of the greatest titles I've ever heard in my life.
I saw I skipped around until about 5 minutes in total of this movie, and I literally cannot believe my eyes. And I said, "This is the one. This is the one I'll be remembered for."
Oh, it has Janine Garofalo.
Yeah, kind
Who the
of.
hell?
Kind of.
So, you may not be familiar with this movie, but from Ass Studios and Disc Pictures, Werewolf Bitches from Outer Space.
I love that they used 4 different fonts in the
For
title.
real. For real.
Guys, it's a doozy. It's gonna go down in history. I have a feeling. And if that one doesn't, then my second choice will. We're going with classic monsters. That's my theme. And it wouldn't be a classic monster movie night without Dracula in Beijing.
Oh,
Of course.
My God. Oh no.
This one,
A vampire
is-
in Beijing.
this is an American movie, by the way. Another unbelievable film. It's not an IMDb. As a matter of fact, everyone here, the director, the cast, is on IMDb, but they have, for some reason, left this movie off of their filmography.
Oh no.
So, enjoy. I have such sights to show you. Dracula, a vampire in Beijing, and werewolf bitches
From outer
outer
space.
space.
Are they both on
hoping-
Tubi?
I'm hoping
They
one
are-
of them is bearable.
They are both on Tubi, and I made sure that they weren't, Bullet Blake.
This is the next Korean from Seoul right here. This
I
is
hope
gross.
so. this,
Oh.
this is the
Oh,
kind of stuff that made Mel not want to be a part of this anymore. But it's bad. It's bad. Oh man, I can't wait. But that's coming up in April, and maybe now we'll set the date while we're live. If you guys want to do
Yeah,
that,
sure.
okay. I'm gonna open up my calendar here. My birthday is on a Saturday, but we can do maybe the 24th of April, or maybe the 23rd. What's better for everybody?
Either works for me.
Okay.
Probably the 24th for me. Wednesdays actually no longer work for me, so
PC 24th, okay for you?
The 24th works.
Okay. Aaron, would you like to join us for this episode?
For Werewolf Bitches from Outer Space, you're damn right I would. I actually bought VPN to watch these movies today, by the way. So yeah. I love this
You got-
Janine Garofalo. Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up about that, but but there you go. Those are my picks, and I'll send you the links. They, for some reason, they're kind of hidden on Tubi, so I'll send you the links from my my app. I deep dive through Tubi. Tubi, give me your worst. Give it to me. And there was 2 that I had that were really fucking strange. But I know I saved them to some account, but I can't find them anymore. So lucky for you, you don't have to see a movie where this woman had like a metal thing in her mouth and she was like that, and it was kind of like a weird Russian S&M horror movie. Too bad. Maybe next time. And there was a Polish movie where 2 guys were talking about a fish for 20 minutes. Maybe next time. We'll see. We'll see how much pain I inflict with these. But I guess that's a wrap on the Bugs edition, PC.
Yep. Anybody want to plug their channels before we sign out?
Oh, sure. You guys can check me out at Horror Freak. All my socials are Horror Freak. That is on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, Lemonade, and Red Note. What else do I've got coming up? I have a Sunday Super Show coming up this month. I've been doing Women in Horror. So the super shows are around horror movies that have been either written, directed, or both by women. Those published on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. I also was on Scream Queens, and we did last night. We reviewed Gothica as an underrated classic that it is.
I like Gothica.
That's on Scream King's podcast channel, and also my channel, because we did I'm calling it syndication. When you multi-stream, I'm calling it syndication on YouTube. And what else did we do this week? Earlier tonight, 7 p.m., I just did a live stream with my husband about found footage movies, and we talked about everything from Cannibal Holocaust to Blair Witch to Ganja Haunted Asylum to Spree. Like, we just went around the world talking about found footage horror, and we did a reaction to the new Final Destination trailer. So we had fun with that. That's every Thursday. We have a show called What We Watched Last Weekend, because we tend to watch a lot of movies, and I don't have time to talk about all of them on my channel. So we just kind of condensed it to a live stream format. It's a visual podcast, so we're not on camera, but I put a lot of visuals from the movies that we're talking about. And sometimes, like I said, we did a trailer reaction with that. So a lot going on.
Great. Aaron?
Okay.
Call to Cinema on YouTube. My channel's changed a lot over the years. I've been here for like 13 years. And I'm doing a lot kind of like shorter, like videos now, as opposed to, I used to do a lot of live, I used to do a lot of live streams, way too many to keep up with. But lately I'm doing videos based on different aspects of collecting, whether it's collecting from like just films that I like that changed me, or I think kind of collecting's going, just different aspects to different companies when they hit their peak, when I think they started to go down, that type of thing. And I'm having a lot of fun with that. I've got a good response when it came to that. If you go on Instagram, you're going to see lots of cat videos and pictures, because I have 8 cats, and I'm the crazy cat guy. But I love my cats. That's the thing. And lots of weird ass shirts like this. There you go. I wear the clothes that Bruce Campbell wears in his films. So there you go. And I do have a TikTok, which is my name, Aaron, or you can just put in Call to Cinema. And I do like movie reviews on there every once in a while. And every so often I'll go, and we have a film festival here in Marrakesh, and that's usually around late November, early December. So I'll usually watch some films there, and I'll review some there, or get to speak to some of the directors, stuff like that.
Excellent. Blake?
Yeah, my channel's, the same as it always is. I got reviews coming out for all of February's Vinegar Syndrome orders. Like, they're all filmed. I just haven't edited them, put them up yet. And I got my unboxing for March that I also have filmed, but I haven't uploaded it yet. So those are all coming probably within the next week or so, less than a week. Probably the next 5 days I'll have like videos up. So I think there's only 3 reviews for last month for Vinegar Syndrome. And if there's not, that's all I filmed was 3. I got The Carpenter and the Possession of Joel Delaney and what was it, Cannibal Witch, whatever.
Yeah, Queen, I think.
Yeah, whatever. It was a pretty weak month, so
yeah.
But you can watch my channel and see my thoughts on those. And obviously Wings Hauser just passed away, and I was a big fucking Wings Hauser fan, so I mentioned that in my review for The Carpenter too.
Who's Wings Hauser?
Shut the fuck up.
I think he was in that TV show Wings. I think that was about him.
Oh yeah, that was all about his life, wasn't it? Like,
yeah. He was like a pilot or something. No, Wings. It's ironic that The Carpenter came out the month he passed away.
Literally.
But we won't spoil that movie. Anyway, yeah. PC, what do you got going on?
So I've got something in the works that's more military veteran related, but I won't know anything about that for another 2 months. So that's down the line for a little while yet. But outside of that, I don't really have anything that's super planned out.
I did not know you were a veteran.
Yeah, Navy.
Oh man, thank you for your service.
Not a problem.
Not a problem. Dude, I like that. That's cool. All right. I mean, I guess my channel is quiet at the moment. I'm luckily things are busy on my end. So Blake and I will cover the opening of the April Fool's shenanigans of Vinegar Syndrome. We'll also talk the weird release that Severin just put out, the Doctor Who stuff, which I know probably Aaron's a big fan of, but does
I'm a
nothing
huge
for
fan
me.
of Doctor Who. I didn't know they released Doctor. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, go to the Severin website. They put out like the Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies on 4K.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that.
Get it
You're
for your
probably
He's
charge
gonna go buy
$150
that.
per
He's gonna
movie,
go buy
though.
that right now.
There's a definite possibility.
Ask your brother to buy it for you for your birthday.
I don't make
Yeah,
purchases
nah.
from Severin. Fuck Severin.
Jesus. It's a long story. Basically because they charge too much, and Bullet Blake would rather spend money on cardboard.
Not because they charge too much, because they charge too much for 4 flies. Okay, that's what it is. That literally since that release, I have not made a single purchase from Severin because of their price point for that fucking movie.
Wow.
Hey, I'm about to make a huge.
It didn't even have anything extra with it. How the fuck are they charging $55 for it? It was literally just a slipcover in the movie. Fucking garbage. I ranted about this at least 35 times in the last year and a half, so
and it's still not gone. It's still burning inside you.
it still bothers me.
is.
They need to release something that I actually want, and then maybe they'll get in my good graces again. But they haven't released anything that's like I need to buy this. Or of course I haven't really looked, so I wouldn't really know. But still.
So I guess we'll see you guys April 24th. I'll turn it over to PC to sign off. But Aaron, quick question. We are looking to fill a spot on the Voyage. So this is sort of an audition. Would you consider becoming a Voyager?
I definitely would. This is fun. Okay. It's painful. This was particularly painful to watching, but this here is really fun.
Okay. Well, it only gets worse from here. But good to know.
Yeah, we're 4 seasons deep now, so
yeah.
All right, PC, sign us off.
Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope everybody had a good time. Watch more movies, have a lot of fun, and we'll see everybody later.
Mazel tov. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
I am definitely going to watch that movie tonight.